Cooking soda, babe.
What's going on, guys? Nick Deso Poker here. Thanks for tuning in for this week's episode. And on this one, we're going to be going over the top 3 reasons why you're losing at poker. So, unfortunately, we're here, right? You've been losing, you don't know why, or maybe you have an idea, but you're looking for some reasons or some ways to help your game to get you back into that run good, get you back into that upswing, and get you winning again. Well, I can tell you that my top 3 reasons are instant game changers, all right? And I'm going to go into in-depth analysis on all 3 of them so we can get you winning again. So stay tuned, let's dive right into it. Alright guys, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're ready to go over my top 3 reasons why you're losing at poker. So this is something that I hope is really going to jumpstart your game. Obviously I can only fit so much into a top 3 list, but I really felt like these were good enough to help you upstart your game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Number 3 is going to be poor pre-flop ranges. Now, what do you mean by poor pre-flop ranges? Well, let me tell you, it's simple. You're playing too many hands, okay? With that, you're the guy that's under the gun raising Jack-8 suited. It's a Jack and it's suited, I'm gonna raise it. And then you're the guy that runs into the guy with Ace-8 or, Ace-Jack or something like that and is out-kicked. So, number 1, you should tighten up your range. Now, there's an old school term out there for nit. Basically what that is that's the super tight guy. Well, let me tell you, everybody doesn't like a nit just because you don't get a lot of action out of them, but one thing I can say for nits is you never hear about these awful downswings that they do. These, they're getting out-kicked, they're getting beat by worse hands. You know why? Because their selection is good. They're not the guy that's, oh, it's suited, and so I'm just going to call from the small blind. I got 8-3, but hey, it's suited, I'm going to go ahead and complete. They're not that guy, and you shouldn't be either. So bottom line, play less hands, basically tighter range. You don't got to be super tight to where you're not playing any hands, but just tighten up, condense that range until you get better, and then you move on from there. All right, number 2. Number 2 is going to be not properly using equity or pot odds. So equity and pot odds, everybody calls this the math stuff. Well, that's important, okay? Anybody that tells you that equity and pot odds isn't important, they're going to be a losing player down the lines. There's these old school guys that are, I'm a field player, I don't need that math stuff. Well, the answer is they're wrong, okay? Equity is important because there's this thing called plus EV. That means plus expected value. I talk a lot about this. What this basically means is over the course of 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million hands, if you do this play, will it be profitable? And if the answer is yes, then you're in good shape. If the answer is no, then you got work to do. So let me give you an example. If you have a flush draw, right, and you need 35% equity to continue drawing and they're giving you 25%, you should make the call. But if they're giving you odds where you need 60%, you should fold, right? So bottom line, you just want to make sure that when you're betting or when you're calling, you're making the right decisions for the equity that you have, because in the end, that'll be a profitable play for you. And number 1. All right, so this is the whole enchilada. Number 1, the most important reason I felt that you could, most important, concept for you to make your game better. So with number 1, what it is it's going to be simple. You are playing too tough of a game. What do you mean by that, Nick? What do you mean too tough? Bottom line is this is an ego thing. Get out of your ego. I'm telling you, I've had to tell myself this. You're playing in too hard of a game. So, for example, let's say you're playing 5-10 no limit and you're getting crushed, as do a lot of people when they go up to 5-10. Go back down to 2-5, because if you can beat 2-5 consistently, then you can move up. But until, if you're getting crushed at 5-10, maybe it's too tough of a game. Bottom line, here's my ratio. I want to be within the top 3 best players on the table if I'm playing 9-handed. If I'm playing 6-handed, I want to be within the top 2, right? So that you're not being taken advantage of, you're not being exploited, you're not the fish on the table. So if you are the fish, which it happens to all of us, right? I guarantee you if I went and played 50-100 right now at the Bellagio, I would be the big time fish, right? So here's the deal. Drop down in stakes until you get to the point where maybe you're the best player on the table or top 2 players. at all times, and then go back up to 510. Or if you're on 1-3 and you can't beat it, go back down to 1-2. Or if you're on 2-5, go back down to 1-2 or 1-3, whatever you got at your local casino. But bottom line, don't think that you're better than you are, and don't be afraid to go back down and stake to the basics and then get back up to where you want to be. So that's my 3, and I hope that these are able to help you guys out. As always, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and comment if you have any feedback, and I'll love to hear from you soon. And we'll be cranking out more content as the weeks go on. Thank you.